Several guests that will join us, and the phone lines will be open for the first hour, 879-1231, and Jason Serenier brings us the top stories from around the area. That's all coming up next, right here tonight on Bayou Time.
Deep in the heart of the bayou, we are gathered here tonight. Now it's time for action, 'cause our lives are on the line. Tonight we'll do our very best to break through all the bureaucratic mess. The time has come tonight, 'cause it's Bayou Time. Show 'em what Louisiana's all about.
Hello once again, and welcome to this Tuesday night edition of Bayou Time. I'm Jason Dagate. Good to be back on the set with you all. And as mentioned, the phone lines will be open, 879-1231, to talk about a large variety of topics in our area, whichever you would like to discuss. On the national scale, and seen last night, they had the first GOP, well, not really the first, but a major debate, if you will, regarding the GOP candidates wanting to run for president against Barack Obama. And if you watch that and would like to comment on it, as I know many of you probably would like to, feel free to discuss that tonight, as well as any other local topic you would like to address. Just so we have a rundown of tonight's program. Joining us at about 7 o'clock at the top of the hour will be Keith Blanchard, who's been on the set once before. Keith is an author and also a musician. He's the author of a book, The Divine Principle, which is a transcription between his conversations with himself and God, and basically he puts it all together in a book, and he'll be here to share that with us, along with some of the new things that he's doing in regards to songwriting and also a children's book. At 7:15, we'll have our weekly Canadas segment, Canadas in the Kitchen, and cooking tonight will be Chef Tony DeSalvo, and he'll be alongside of Miss Joni Petrie. So that's coming up at 7:15 if you're watching the live broadcast tonight at Bayou Time. And very interestingly, tonight at 7:30, Dr. Laura Batto will be on with a woman's perspective, and her guest via phone will be Barbara Pierce Bush, the former first daughter of President George. Well, she still is the daughter of former President George W. Bush. She'll be on the phone line. We'll link up with her, and Dr. Laura has an interview with her, as Ms. Bush will be the keynote speaker for the Louisiana Girls Leadership Academy for the Louisiana Center for Women in Government. So a big program tonight for you, and we'll wrap things up with Stan Gravois, who will bring you all the local sports stories after Dr. Laura's segment. So Stan will wrap things up in the world of sports for us right here on Bayou Time. But the phone lines will be open until we bring Keith Blanchard on at about the top of the hour. So we'll have about an hour or so to take your phone calls tonight on Bayou Time. But before we do that, here's Jason Serenier with the top stories from around the area.
The city of Thibodaux is continuing their investigation into a city employee who allegedly took bribes in exchange for signing timesheets for individuals sentenced to community service.
At this point in time, we want to continue the investigation so we make sure that we uncover any additional wrongdoings by maybe that particular individual, any additional employees that may have been involved. Of course, we're hoping that's not the case, but we feel like we owe it to the public. Again, our sense of transparency is that we want the public to know that we're doing everything possible, not only here but within the police department, to make sure that we uncover any wrongdoings, whether it's our employees or any other individuals who may have been assigned community service through the local judicial system. So we're going to be vigilant about doing that, and if we do uncover any additional wrongdoings, of course we'll take the appropriate action at that time.
Mayor Tommy S.J. adds that Trish Gode will face a civil service hearing Wednesday at 3 p.m.
And the individual who was arrested yesterday is going to be given a hearing Wednesday. And pending the outcome of that hearing will determine her status of employment with the city of Thibodaux. At this point in time, she's been placed on leave without pay, and that will continue until the outcome of the hearing on Wednesday.
In an update to a story that we brought you on Friday, the Terrebonne Parish School System has placed Ellender football coach Timothy Betts on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation. Betts was arrested Friday for allegedly having sex with a 15-year-old student. Earlier this year, Betts was named as head football coach at Ellender High School. In police news, Terrebonne Parish deputies arrest a man for an April incident at a bar on Highway 182. Deputies arrested Joshua Robichaud after turning himself in to deputies on Monday. Robichaud is accused of firing shots into the air at a bar on Highway 182 after a large fight broke out at the bar. Robichaud faces several weapons charges and remains in jail on a $500,000 bond. In Thibodaux Police news, Thibodaux Police next week will be holding a DWI checkpoint in the city of Thibodaux. The checkpoint is scheduled for next Thursday, June 23rd, somewhere in the city limits of Thibodaux. A checkpoint last month resulted in 407 vehicles checked, leading to 2 arrests.
All right, thanks to Mr. Serenier for those top stories from around the area. And as always, anytime you see where somebody has been arrested, they are presumed to be innocent until they are proven guilty. So we just want to make sure we inform you all of that. Just because you hear a news story that somebody may have been arrested, certainly not guilty until they're convicted in a court of law. So with that, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll open up the phone lines, 879-1231, 879-1231. A lot of things we can discuss, and I'll basically just open it up to you and see where things go. You know, we had some at-length talks. Martin covered the minority judgeship issue at length. That issue is not dead by any means. From what we're seeing and hearing from those and the proponents of that issue. So if you would like to continue that discussion, it's always free. This is a forum where you can discuss that as well, or any other local subject you would like to discuss. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll go straight to the phone lines. And just to remind you, if you would like to update yourself on HTV while you're out the area and tune in the local news, you can visit our website at htv10.tv. We're in the process of upgrading that right now as we speak. And for continuing coverage of the news from around our area, go to htv10.tv. We'll take a break. When we come back, phone lines will be open.